So we just watched episode 24 of Deadwood. We're now 2/3 in, depressingly. The epic season 2 finale, The Boy the Earth Talks To. So, would you like to briefly summarise the events of The Boy the Earth Talks To?
Of course. So, The Boy the Earth Talks To concludes most of the all the season 2 storylines.
Yeah.
And also opens the doors for the events of season 3.
Yep.
George Hurst, the infamous businessman, has finally come to Deadwood.
Yep.
To kind of make his name known. He basically does what Wilcott's been failing to do for the whole season.
Yeah.
And buys EB's hotel. And it's set up, and he kind of starts to get to know the main characters. He meets Cy, he meets Al, and he meets EB, and he's getting to know the camp. The centrepiece of the show, which stages basically the final third, is the amazing dance scenes.
Yes.
Where it's in celebration of Alma getting married to Ellsworth.
Yep.
Which is a vehicle for joy and happiness.
Yep.
At the same time, Mr. Wu goes against Al's advice, and he makes an attempt on Mr. Lee's life, who's working for Hurst.
Yeah.
And Al's like, don't do anything until we strike.
Yep.
A deal, basically. And Mr. Wu goes and does it anyway.
Yep.
And Al berates him. And then at the end of the episode, Mr. Wu and Al's gang form a plan, after Al's consent, to go and murder Mr. Lee.
Yep.
The episode concludes during a kind of hoedown.
Yeah.
It concludes with Francis Wilcott hanging himself.
Yep.
After George Hurst makes it known that, because Cy's revealed that he's murdered some prostitutes, he said, we can't associate ourselves with each other anymore, so Francis Wilcott kills himself.
Yep.
Cy Tolliver gets stabbed
By Andy Cramand.
Andy Cramand, the priest.
The priest, yep.
Mr. Wu kills Mr. Lee.
Yep.
And this is all done to a happy hoedown.
And also, Deadwood joins America.
Yes.
With elections to come. They finally signed the document that makes Deadwood part of the Dakota Territory.
Yes.
Yes, so a lot of dense stuff happens in this episode. What did you think of The Boy the Earth Talks To?
Well, I thought this was one of the best episodes so far.
It was an incredible season. I'd forgotten how good this was.
It was. I absolutely loved it. It was just jam-packed with plot and great character moments, and the hoedown sequence, which makes up the last 25 minutes, was just so incredibly staged, and they intercut it all with scenes of the camp essentially moving forward, moving into the future.
Yeah.
I said during it, out with the old and with the new.
Yeah.
With images of the old part of the camp dying.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of kind of how George Hurst was getting his foot holding into the camp. He essentially rids himself off.
Yeah.
Francis Wilcott, who was like his kind of spokesperson to
the geologist. Yeah.
Yeah, the geologist. Yeah. He sorted out a lot of the early claims. Basically, he dies. He kills himself and commits suicide.
Well, I think it's obvious that Captain Turner was going to kill him anyway.
Yeah.
To make him less of a liability. Yeah, so he's dead.
Cy Tolliver attempts to strike a deal with George Hurst for 5% of every single gold claim. And again, it seems obvious that even if the priest didn't do it, Hurst was probably going to get Thingy to kill Cy anyway.
Yeah.
But then through random chance, it kind of reminded me of kind of like the death of Wild Bill Hickok. Yeah. Where it's a kind of out of the blue nowhere kind of thing. I even did similar to when Wild Bill was killed.
But it makes sense because he's been so awful to Andy the whole way through.
Yes.
Even back it's almost calling back all the way to season 1 in that respect of why the character would do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Mr. Lee, who was George Hurst's representative on kind of the Chinese side of things.
Yeah.
He's dead as well.
Yeah.
He gets killed by Wu. So thematically, it all makes sense. I mean, I know Cy comes back in the next season, because you've said,
and it's on the box.
And it's on the box, yeah. But it makes sense, kind of thematically, that he is injured, or at least an attempt is made on his life. Because now that Deadwood is going to be part of America, it makes sense that a lot of the old, more dodgy elements that we use to make up and to get to this point will be kind of disposed of. Kind of a way real countries are established and real towns are set up. You know, George Hurst was basically using these people almost like his proxies to do his will, and now that he's in town and he's got what he wanted, he doesn't need these people anymore, so he just does rid of them.
Yeah.
Like real politicians.
They're all gone, yes.
Yeah.
We've got that sort of all the George Hurst stuff, as you say, leading brilliant into season 3.
Yeah.
Which I think is fairly obvious, and this will be about the interplay between Al Swearingen and George Hurst.
They have some great early scenes.
They do, yes.
Where they all like interact with each other and making the complex deals, and they were all great.
Yes, it's the first time the show really has an adversary who's really worthy of Al.
Yeah, yeah.
Like everyone else is sort of pathetic or doesn't have any kind of real stakes or power.
Yeah.
So that's sort of interesting of that.
Even the visual of George Hurst like smashing the hotel, is just it's pretty obvious. Symbolism, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Again, George Hurst is wanting to destroy essentially what made Deadwood such a special place.
Yeah.
And he wants to turn it into a place where it only benefits him money-wise. So visually, it makes sense. Like, it's in the wedding of the hoedown, and like they hear like a, but we just kind of continue onwards, which I guess is kind of like what happens in real life politics. The politicians, this could be what David Milch is trying to say. The politicians are destroying what makes these places so special, but we just continue on, like as normal.
Well, I think there's also meant to be a link between the marriage, which is a lie agreed upon as part of
yeah.
Because it's two people who don't love each other doing it for a marriage of convenience.
Yeah.
And that's intercut. Even the words are over Deadwood being signed over to America.
Yeah.
As if to say that these two events are sort of creating the modern Deadwood.
Yeah.
The marriage of a very rich woman to this guy as like a marriage of convenience, with a marriage of convenience upstairs with Al signing the treaty to make it part of that, linking these two things. Also, the way it doesn't just work on a thematic level, but on an emotional level.
Yeah.
Like Seth can't watch the wedding because he has to be there, as if sort of he has to take away this massive part of his life in order to sign America away.
Yeah.
So you've got all this. Again, everything works on an emotional and thematic level.
Yeah.
Like him smashing the hotel and buying out EB works because we care about EB almost.
We do, yeah.
We don't want to see him become useless, and there's all the joy of seeing him with the money phoning all
that's
around
great,
and stuff. Everything works on every single level on this. It closes off every single plot line, but in a way that's completely natural and feeds from what's come before, but not in an obvious way like a lot of shows do.
Yeah.
Like everything's been building up to George Hurst arriving, but not in like a really obvious way.
Yeah.
Like a worse show would have just gone like, George Hurst is coming. Every episode we've had a bit where they mention him and talk about that.
George Hurst has left, he's now 1 month away.
Yeah.
George Hurst is 2 weeks away.
But now it's because George Hurst is more important for what he represents than what he is.
Yeah.
He is the future of Deadwood. He is the thing that is going to change the entire camp and make it more towards, as you said, destroying these little places like this hotel. And I think it's implied that he's the one who wants to buy Tom Nuttall's bar.
Oh yeah. That's right, yeah.
So he's trying to buy up everything and destroy it all for his own
commercialization.
And even with all that cynicism, it's still such a happy. It's funny, isn't it? This episode,
really funny, yeah. There's even a further suggestion that while my theories about good old Bullock might be a bit off, we can confirm that Merrick is probably
homosexual.
There's a great shot where he's trying to take a photograph and a horse starts like feeling up and he's a bit like,
pushing
go away.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, Charlie Utter comes back.
Yes, Charlie.
One of the best characters comes back for a nice, really, really warm scene with what's it called, with
Calamity Jane.
Calamity Jane.
I love that as well. But we didn't mention this, but in this one, Calamity Jane finally takes a bath.
Yeah.
And she like gets all like dolled up and stuff, and but she's just like,
yeah. Well, I think one of the purpose of Jane in this season, which you were saying earlier on, you didn't understand why she came back. I think her purpose is to show that idea of tragedy again breeding something good.
That's it, yeah.
Because this horrible event has happened at Joni's brothel, but she's managed to meet Jane through that and help her through her alcoholism.
Again, characters you never would expect would interact with each other. Yeah. Or interact with each other and becoming friends. It's great. But even like I think in this episode, there's a lot of things again about characters who are stubborn, but are embracing kind of new ways of thinking. Yeah. So like you never would imagine Calamity Jane in season 1 like having a bath and wearing like women's clothing.
And then she's the one and all who's like, come on, I haven't finished dancing yet.
Yeah, yeah. Or like elsewhere has like, he's not sure about the gloves he has to wear, like the lavender gloves. He's like, these don't seem right to me like, at all.
Yeah.
So it's all about these characters embracing new ways of thinking.
Yeah.
Again, moving forward. Progression.
Yeah. Brilliant, everything. I mean, the editing as well in this, again, I keep mentioning it because there's so many montages that link all this different stuff.
Yeah.
But that ending, it closes off, again, every plot line, and it does it so quickly and smoothly, and the editing and the sound is perfect, the way things bleed into each other, and implying that all of this is, again, one big structure. Like the way Walcott tops himself while the wedding's going on, as you said, implying that he can't be part of...
He can't be part of his new world.
Yeah, it's like... There's a brilliant shot where he sees all the like joy going around and he just sort of smirks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
As if to imply he can't be part of that world.
Yeah.
So he goes off, writes a letter and kills himself. Yes. But that was season... what would you give the boy who... the boy the Earth talks to?
10. Oh! Also, even more that goes into the whole thing about new life, as well as the imagery of Mrs. Bullock finding the seed that William planted and sprouting. It's like
that was beautiful.
That was great, perfect. I'd totally forgotten about that.
Yeah.
I'd totally forgotten that William planted that. And here she goes and she brushes the dirt away. So for all the shit, new life comes out.
There's a funny scene. It's kind of funny because of the way it's staged, where her and Bullock are just talking in a dark room. Doing nothing.
And it's really awkward, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. But the way they're opening up, and it's almost like they as well can form a relationship now through tragedy.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, implying that something positive can come from all this negative stuff. Yes. So we'll talk about... anything else you want to talk about the boy the Earth talks
I'm just trying to think of I really enjoyed the Wu side storyline.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
All the stuff with him kind of taking some kind of command and Mr. Wu's moving up in the world.
Yeah.
Well, that was all fun. Yeah, no, I loved this the hoedown scene. Like we talked about before, the way towns and communities are brought together through like big events like that. I like how everybody's involved and everyone's got their own like different parts to play in that big party, basically.
Yeah.
It's so rare in Deadwood that you see characters with joy.
Yeah.
Or like because it's been a very dark season,
especially the last like 3 episodes.
Yeah.
As I said, the last 4 episodes form almost a sort of one story about the death of this child and what comes out of it.
Yeah.
The marriage comes directly from it. The signing of the treaty almost comes from it, because it doesn't directly, but you can see all these different things coming together from this one tragedy and how it moves everything forwards. Yeah.
I also I find it kind of cute, all the pairing up of characters.
Yeah.
So you got Ellsworth and Alma. You've got Soul Star and Trixie, even the Doc and Joni. No, not Joni.
Doc and
what's her face?
Oh yeah, Jewel.
Jewel. Yeah, I thought that was kind of cute.
Yeah.
So that's it. How tragedy comes.
Life. Well, I think that's why the last 4 episodes are so great. They are sort of they almost feel like the summation of everything Deadwood is and what would be. Like spoiler alert, the show's never going to get this good again.
Oh.
It is. The 3rd season is still incredible, but it never gets as good as this last 4 episode stretch, which is just incredible. I still love it. I mean, we've given every single episode of this 10s apart from I gave that one a 9 and you gave 2 9s.
Yeah.
But it's just an incredible season of television, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just amazing, and the way it all comes together in the end with I mean, if it had a weak finale, obviously it wouldn't have an impact, but it has a finale that just everything
satisfies at every level.
Sums it up and finally shows some kind. I mean, I find it rare to find a finale which focuses on joy. Yeah. Most of them try and end it on as down a note as possible to get you to watch the next season. Like, oh my god, I need to see it.
But this one, I think it'd be satisfying even if it ended here.
I think it would.
Like, it'd be fine if it ended there. Like, the camp's been signed over now.
Yeah.
America's going to come in, and the people's time with this camp is probably going to be limited.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to end it on a note of joy and happiness, even though the oncoming of commercialisation and government control is on the horizon, basically. So it almost thematically makes sense, and emotionally, to end the show here. I'd be happy to end it here, to be honest.
And what a beautiful last image, just Al smiling on the balcony talking to his Indian head.
No, I love the recurring image of the Indian head.
Yeah, it's a brilliant narrative device. But
I imagine a lot of this stuff we'll be discussing in our rambling season overview.
2.
Yeah.
Yes, but yes, incredible ending. As you say, if the show had ended here, it would still be probably my favourite show.
Probably same, yeah.
Yeah, because it's just perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's nothing else that needs. I mean, I'm glad there is a season 3 because there's a lot of great stuff in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it had have ended here, it would still have been amazing. It tells one. I think that season 1 would have been frustrating if it had ended.
Yeah.
But this closes off a story about a camp that starts off and does all this stuff, and it says everything it needs to say about life and death and capitalism in America. It says all this stuff, and then but in such an effortless way. And to have it end here would have been amazing. But stay tuned anyway for season 3. It's still great.
Yeah.
Watch The Boy the Earth Talks To. Incredible episode of television.
Joey's turn.